Hello and welcome to Volunteer for Knox online information session. My name is Sally Dusting-Laird and I'm one of the coordinators. So this is your first step into the wonderful world of volunteering. I will talk to you about the establishment of Volunteer for Knox Resource Centre. What exactly is volunteering? The benefits of volunteering and things to consider before you sign up. Finally, the rights and responsibilities of volunteers and organisations. So where to from here? If you have any questions after this session, please email us at office@volunteerforknox.com.au or call or text us on 042 996 8822. I will be mentioning 2 code words that you will email to me when you have finished watching this information session. This is to provide proof that you have watched the full video. Volunteer for Knox was established in 2014. We are funded by Knox City Council and managed by the Knox Learning Alliance, which consists of Kanara Community House in Upper Ferntree Gully, Mountain District Learning Centre in Ferntree Gully, Arana Neighbourhood House in Wantirna South, Rowville Neighbourhood House in Rowville, and the Basin Community House in the Basin. Our aim is to increase volunteering opportunities for organisations and individuals in Knox. In 2018-2019, Volunteer for Knox registered 135 new volunteers, and we currently have 120 plus not-for-profit organisations in the City of Knox registered with us. Volunteer for Knox works with Volunteering Victoria and other volunteer resource centres and volunteer support services to provide best practice. We also provide professional development to volunteer managers and volunteers, and recognise and celebrate volunteers not only during National Volunteer Week in May and on International Volunteer Day in November, but throughout the year. So what is volunteering? The definition of volunteering is time willingly given for the common good and without financial gain. Formal volunteering takes place within organisations in a structured way. Non-formal volunteering is running the canteen at a sporting club or being part of a student reading program at primary schools. Corporate volunteering means the donation of employee time. These are the principles of volunteering. It benefits the community and the volunteer. It is always a matter of choice. It is an activity that is unpaid and not undertaken for the receipt of salary, pension, government allowance or honorarium. It is a legitimate way in which citizens can participate in the activities of their community. It's a vehicle for individuals or groups to address human, environmental and social needs, but it does not replace paid workers or constitute a threat to the job security of paid workers. Volunteering respects the rights, dignity and culture of others and promotes human rights and equality. So just who are our country's volunteers? In 2014, an estimated 5.8 million Australians over the age of 15 volunteered. They contributed approximately 748 million hours on average. That's 128 hours each per year. Volunteering contributes an estimated $293 billion to the economy, which is greater than the mining industry. Globally, the volunteer workforce is the equivalent of 109 million full-time paid workers. So here are some of the benefits of volunteering for you personally. There are definitely physical and mental health benefits, also social benefits and instrumental benefits. The benefits to organisations are to engage a more diverse range of skills, experience and knowledge, raise awareness about the organisation's cause, its profile and what it does, deliver service or projects in a more effective and efficient way, which can help to save money and resources, build relationships within the community and contribute to supporting others in the community. Here is your code word to include with your email. Sunglasses. I repeat, sunglasses. Volunteering can be a fulfilling job. However, before you commit, there are things you need to consider. What do you really want to do? Do you want to work alone with people, with young people, older people, people with disabilities, work outside in the environment, work with animals? Do you like to drive? You need to narrow it down. Work out how much time you can give to the cause. Is the location of the volunteer opportunity accessible to you if you don't have a licence? And does the organisation have similar values to you? Check out their website for this information. Volunteers have a role to play within their community organisation, and there is a range of things they should understand before seeking a volunteer role. This includes their rights and responsibilities when assuming the role of a volunteer. As a volunteer, you have the right to an orientation at your host organisation, recognition as a valued team member, clarification of your role through a position description, agreement about hours and conditions through your volunteer agreement, access to training to perform duties to the standard required, information and consultation on matters directly or indirectly affecting you and your duties, support and supervision in your role, adequate insurance cover and a healthy, safe work environment, awareness of the organisation's grievance procedure, reimbursement for out-of-pocket expenses, holiday breaks, freedom of choice, including refusing positions that may be filled by paid staff rather than volunteers, and access to relevant information about your host organisation, such as volunteer policies. The volunteer has a responsibility to commit to their volunteer position, be punctual and reliable, notify in advance any changes to your availability, accept responsibility for your actions and behaviour, notify your host organisation of any potential hazards or dangerous situations, abide by your host organisation's volunteer policies, deal with complaints in the appropriate manner, respect the rights and privacy of others, carry out the duties listed in your volunteer position description, including training, support other team members and ask for support when needed, and finally, give advance notice before leaving their organisation. These are the rights and responsibilities of organisations. Organisations have a duty of care to protect staff, volunteers and service users from harm. Unlike paid staff, industrial awards do not cover volunteers. The organisation has the right to receive as much effort and service from a volunteer as from a paid worker, expect acceptance of responsibilities such as promptness, reliability and good performance, expect enthusiasm and belief in the work that the organisation is doing, express an opinion in a diplomatic way about poor performance and to appropriate suggestions in regards to remedying this. Make a decision as to where a volunteer would best fit. Expect clear and open communication from a volunteer at all times. Expect loyalty to the organisation and only constructive criticism. Release an undesirable volunteer. But also the organisation has a responsibility to you, and this is to plan a thorough and appropriate volunteer program before engaging the services of volunteers. Recruit, interview and select the right volunteer for the job. Provide appropriate job descriptions, policies and procedures. Provide orientation for volunteers that include information about the organisation, its purpose, structure, programs, policies and procedures. Provide initial and ongoing training. Include volunteers in decision-making when it involves volunteer programs. Keep records of volunteers' hours, training, feedback. Communicate clear expectations and provide appropriate support and supervision. Formally and informally give individual and group recognition for volunteer work, effort and achievement for or within the organisation. And finally, evaluate the efficiency and effectiveness of volunteers and volunteer programs in the organisation. Once you have chosen a volunteer role or roles you would like to pursue, you will be provided with the relevant organisation's contact details. At the information session, you will be provided with a list of potential opportunities that are suited to you, along with contact details of the organisation. When you are ready, make contact with the organisation to arrange a meeting or an interview. We can assist with this process should you require. Please be aware that each organisation will also conduct their own orientation and induction program and police checks. Someone from Volunteer for Knox will contact you in approximately 3 months just to see how things are going. Code word to include with your email: honey. I repeat, the code word is honey. Check the Volunteer for Knox website at www.volunteerforknox.com.au for current opportunities, or send an email to office@volunteerforknox.com.au with your expression of interest. Other resources you can use to find opportunities are at Seek and Go Volunteer. And finally, we wish you all success in your volunteer journey.